Okay guys, welcome back. We're nearly there now. Just a quick refinement on the panning. I've just panned the cowbells sort of over to the left quite a bit and the percussion over to the right quite a bit. As you can see, 52 on the left and 52 on the right for percussion. The hi-hat's pretty much almost always down the centre with the kick, and any bass elements, of course. Got the clap slightly to the right, just to create a little bit of space for each of these instruments. As you know, the buzz is on auto pan, the stab is on a slightly narrower auto pan, growl bass is obviously down the centre. Plinky noises, I've got them centre at the moment. We'll see about those. Crash is quite a bit on the right hand side, but we've also got a left to right automatic pan on the crash reverse. So that's panning. If I get a chance, I'll put the panning map up on the screen. But I really want to get to grips with the low end of this mix, because this is where the main issue is. Now, we have sorted it out quite a bit with the kick and the sub sidechain last lesson, but the bottom end of this track, and as it's an electronic track, it has to be right, and the bottom end has to be full of energy, tight, not flabby, and just banging basically. So the way I'm going to achieve this is to add some multi-band compression to the stereo out. Just in case you're a beginner, we touched on compression in the last lesson, and it basically automatically reduces any volume peaks for you, but that does the whole track, and in this case we only want to do the low end of the track, the low frequencies, so the real subs and any bass and kick and that kind of very low and low to mid kind of frequency range of this track. So we want to use a multi-band compressor as opposed to a normal compressor. Cubase has an excellent multi-band compressor built in. It really does sound great. And so you've got 4 bands. You've got the very lows, or the subs. You've got the low to mid. You've got the mid to high, or low mids and high mids. And you've got the very, very top of the frequency range as well. You can see the frequencies here: 20 Hz to 150, 150 to 5,000, 5,000 to 15,000, 15,000 to 20. So, and you can adjust any of these bands as you see fit. It's a basic tutorial. I'm going to leave them all where they are because they are pretty much in the right area, but I'm just letting you know that you can adjust any of these bands. You can also increase the volume of each band as well. There's a lot you can do with this plugin. It's really good. So I'm just going to have a listen to the track, and I'm probably not going to do too much for the top end. I just want to compress the bottom end, and what that will do is tighten it all up a little bit and make it a little bit less flabby. So bear with me while I just do this. Okay, I think we're getting there. I'll explain what I did in a second. Just going to check all parts of the song. The before and after, guys, is so important. The bypass, I can't tell you, that's the most important button on the plugin. And matching the volumes as well. So you can hear what the plugin is actually doing without being swayed by the fact that it's louder and therefore you think it's better. It's so important. So before. So the bottom end is much tighter, much tighter, because we've compressed the bottom end quite a bit with minus 2.4, sorry, ratio 2.4 to 2.5 thereabouts. We're getting minus 10 dB reduction on the real lows, which means it's being squashed and therefore tighter. And we're getting minus 2 or 3 thereabouts on the low mids, again being squashed. The high mids I decided needed a little bit as well, and you can hear that the brightness has come out in the track, and top end was okay pretty much. I mean the real tops. That's, you can solo each band. So you can hear what's in each band. So we've got a little bit, when that high plinky comes in the metallic version, we've got a little bit of it in there. But anyway, we're focusing on the low end. I'm just going to check this to hear that the bottom end is tighter. So before. Yeah. Just giving it a slight boost. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Again, as I came back to the point I made rather, I think we're going to need fresh ears for this again. So I'm going to go off for a few hours and check it with some other mixes and just come back to this as my ears are starting to get tired. But I think it's a lot better than it was. So in the next lesson, we will go on to doing basic mastering and see what we can achieve with the Cubase plugins at home, as opposed to obviously a mastering studio, which would be far better. But I'm going to show you what you can achieve with Cubase mastering plugins, and it may be better than what you think. So see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.